Good afternoon, my name is Claude Doughty and I'd like to spend a little time talking about some of the financial matters that are of concern to taxpayers as I go door to door in the campaign. When our council took office 4 years ago, we were looking at about a $5.3 million debt for the town of Huntsville. That debt is usually in the form of debentures. Debentures are like a mortgage on your house, except in the municipal context, a debenture is a charge against all of the assets of the municipality. Much has been made of the GH spending and the debenture level that the municipality is currently at. And that level at the end of this term will just be slightly over $13 million. That's an increase of about $8 million since we got into office. We had been paying down the debt by about $300,000 a year. But when the G8 opportunities came along, we decided as a community it was a 1 in 10 lifetime opportunity to really take advantage of the opportunities that the G8 presented. And I think, as most of you know, we've done very well by that. But at the same time, our debt level has risen to a point that we really now need to tighten our belts in the next term and get that paid down. But just to give you some context of what does $13 million of debt for the municipality mean? How does that compare with other municipalities? How does it compare with the province? The province sets a limit for all municipalities so that they can't get too far in debt. Well, let's take the province, for example. The provincial level for Huntsville's maximum debt is about double what we are now, at about $27 to $30 million. The town of Gravenhurst, for example, will be over $20 million in debt by the end of the next year. So our $13 million in that context isn't an outrageous number by any stretch of the imagination. Bracebridge has less debt in the league of $6 million right now, but with only one older arena. And to match what we have here, they would have to spend well in excess of $20 million more, which would put them, again, double where we are in terms of debt. So that gives you a little bit of a context of how far our debt has gone up. But I can tell you that the payments on the debt will be quite manageable. We've refinanced at a very low rate some of our old existing $5 million in debt. Some other programs that we've been paying off are finished. One other debenture will be done. So the net result of all of those savings is that $18 a year on an average assessment of $200,000 will pay for the costs increased to pay for the new debentures. And you need to keep in mind that if the G8 had never happened, we had to spend $4 million just to refurbish the existing Centennial Center. That wouldn't have given us any new family change rooms or new therapy pool, arena, anything. It just would have fixed up what we had, and that would have driven our debt up to $9 million. So the net effect of all of that is that for an extra $4 million above that 9, we got everything. We got the University of Waterloo. We got the fire hall in Port Sydney. We got the Conroy Park. We got a great new Olympic ice surface. All kinds of improvements to our pool, an active living center, a new banquet hall on the main floor, street improvements in Port Sydney, all kinds of things this community has got. We had a shopping list that was just completed before the G8 showed up, and I think we filled the cart and we've done well. As I said earlier, it's back to basics again, just as we did in 2007. It's time to tighten our belts and pay this down and keep the tax increases to an absolute minimum. As your mayor in the next 4 years, I'm absolutely committed to that program, and with your support, we can make it happen. Thank you.